Hi everyone! Today we are making a light and fluffy wedding white cake. A beautiful white velvet cake that is soft, moist and not too sweet. There are a few tips to make this fluffy white cake and I will show you how it's done. So let's get started. There are several important ingredients that must be considered so that the texture and white color remains nice and bright. Full-fat cream cheese is the star of the show. It produces a cake that is softer and richer in taste, but still maintains a soft texture. Pay attention when you choose butter. Some brands have a yellowish tint, which will affect the final color of your cake. I recommend Lurpak brand for best result. Make sure you use white castor sugar and not gold castor sugar, otherwise your cake will be yellowish. Canola oil or extra light olive oil with no strong flavor are the most common oil I use for baking. This allows the flavor of your cake to shine through while still achieving a moist texture. There is no need to use bleached cake flour. Apart from health reasons, there's not much difference. McCormick Clear Vanilla provides a pleasantly sweet complementary vanilla taste. You can use real vanilla extract, but the cake will not be quite as light in color. Preheat the oven before you start and grease 3 14 cm diameter pans, adding a circle of parchment paper to the bottom of each pan. We start by sifting all the dry ingredients. Mix well, set aside. For the buttermilk, combine milk and vinegar. Let it stand for about 5 minutes. The extra acidity from the buttermilk softens the strands of gluten, resulting in an even more tender cake. After 5 minutes, add in the oil and vanilla extract and stir well until evenly mixed. Now in my mixing bowl, I'll add the cream cheese and butter and mix on medium speed until smooth. Then gradually add the sugar and continue mixing at medium speed for 2 to 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, reduce speed. Add 3 egg whites one at a time, mixing until smooth after each addition. And then alternately add the flour mixture and the milk mixture, beginning and ending with the flour mixture. Be careful not to overmix. Mix the batter just until well combined. Divide the batter between 3 pans. And bake in the preheated 140 degrees Celsius fan oven for 28 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick inserted to the center comes out clean. Once it's done, let it cool for 5 minutes in the pans. Then turn it over and let it cool completely on a cooling rack. In the meantime, we can start prepare the buttercream. Cut the butter into small cubes and soften at room temperature but not melted. Set it aside. Then in a large mixing bowl, beat the egg whites until frothy. Add the salt along with 2 tablespoons of sugar and beat at medium speed until soft bake. Set aside. Now in a medium saucepan, mix water and 300 grams of sugar. Cook over medium heat, stirring until the sugar dissolves and bring to a boil. Once boiling, let it simmer for 3 minutes. Then slowly pour this hot syrup into the egg whites and continue beating until this meringue is cold to the touch. Once it's cooled, add softened butter 1 cubes at a time. The mixture will become runny. It is normal. Keep mixing on high speed. This process will take approximately 5 minutes. If you use a hand mixer, it may take longer for about 10 to 15 minutes, so just be patient. When you see the mixture curdling like this is a sign that the buttercream is almost done. Continue mixing, it will come back together and become a smooth buttercream. Once it's done, switch to the pedal attachment and beat again on medium-low speed for another 3 to 5 minutes. If you're using a hand mixer, you can use the lowest speed. This process will help remove air bubbles that form during the beating process, so you will get a silky smooth texture. Once the cake is cold, we can start assemble the cake. Place the first cake layer on your cake board or pedestal. Pipe about 1 cm thick buttercream on top. Spread evenly. Repeat for the second layer. Make sure everything is even and straight. Then place the last cake layer. Fill in any gaps between the cake layers with buttercream. And then apply a crumb coat. It's basically just a thin layer of buttercream that we are going to apply to the top and the sides of the cake before we do the final coat. It doesn't have to be perfect. Chill for 15 minutes in the freezer or longer in the fridge to ferment. This makes it easier to apply the final coat of buttercream without the layers shifting. And for the final coat, first I will spread a thick layer of buttercream all over. Then use a metal scraper to smooth the sides. Clean up the top edges by swiping the buttercream inward. Don't worry about perfection here. If there are still uneven surfaces and small holes, we will fix it in step 2. Now, I will pop the cake into the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes to let the buttercream set firm. After refrigerating the cake, I apply some buttercream to cover any holes or uneven surfaces. Then using a hot spatula, I smooth the buttercream down with even pressure. And finally, swipe the buttercream on top inward once again to create sharp edges, and you're good to move on with your decorating. Lambeth Pipe buttercream cake is my all-time favorite. It's the centuries-old English traditions of overpiping, an ornate style of cake decorating. The cake is very light, soft, and not too sweet. And the creamy buttercream frosting is so fluffy. This is like my dream cake for the perfect wedding cake. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will enjoy the recipe and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!